It's Dean Windass, and from Newcastle United, former winger Keith Gillespie. Okay, so once again, can we remind ourselves in the room where the Newcastle United fans are? Who should we start with, Dean or Keith? Keith. All right, let's go with Keith. Keith, a 3-0 win for the Magpies today. As a former player, how did you see it?
I thought it was a very good away performance. I don't think they had to be at their best. I think Hull were pretty poor today. But I think the most important thing today was whoever got the first goal was probably going to go on and win the match. And you know, fortunately it was Newcastle. There wasn't an awful lot in the game until the first goal. But as an opposing manager, I'm sure Steve Bruce is very disappointed, because the 3 goals that Newcastle scored were Newcastle didn't really have to earn those. The first 2, the ball was given away very cheaply, and the third one, you know, everything's just opened up for him, and he's just ran through and scored. And you know, that's probably a very difficult thing for Steve Bruce to take when you give goals like that away. But on a Newcastle perspective, coming away from home, scoring 3 goals, you know, is pretty rare in the Premiership. So you know, we'll take that and move on.
Looking through your eyes as an outsider, did you get the impression that once the first goal went in, it was an uphill struggle for our lads?
Yeah, especially the fact that they're on such a poor run. You know, confidence is very low at the minute, and it can just take, you know, one moment of magic, you know, to change that. And like I say, I think if Hull had scored first today, they probably would have went on and won the game, but that didn't happen. And you know, when you're going through a difficult spell of losing games, you know, you're always wondering where that next victory is going to come from. And you know, I've been in that position myself as a player, where you're always thinking, when's this next result coming from? And you know, today it didn't happen for them, but I still think that they've got plenty of opportunities to pick up results along the way and stay in this division, because they've got good players and they've got a good manager, and you know, hope that they do.
Dean, we'll come to you. That was a tough one to take today, wasn't it?
Certainly was, yeah. I'll always be honest. I praised him when we beat Everton, but you can't accept that today. I don't think I can't accept that. You know, I can accept that as a player. I expected, if I didn't play well, to, you know, somebody to have a go at me. You know, like Keith said, we give the ball away too cheaply, and there's no need. There's no need to give the ball away in them areas. And then the third goal, it was like the parting of the waves. I don't know where everybody went. So I'm trying to be as honest as I can. I won't have a job tomorrow, but
yeah, that lasted long.
Yeah, no, it's just tough to take. You know, like you say, you've got to win your home games, and you know, you can accept 2 or 3 players not playing well, but 8 or 9 today has not played well at all.
What do you think can be said right now downstairs, 2 floors down in the dressing room? What do you think Steve Bruce can say to those 11 who were involved in the match?
Well, I wouldn't like to be in there. I've been in dressing rooms before where managers have kicked off, and you've got to accept it. You've got to take responsibility when you don't play well. You know, you got to take criticism, and when you play well, you got to take, you know, the plaudits. And you know, today Steve can't. I don't think Steve can go in there and applaud anybody. You know, I think that, you know, I said about the centre forwards. You know, I'll always criticise centre forwards because I was centre forward myself, and if I never got hold of the ball, or if I didn't take chances, or if I didn't ruffle a few feathers, you know, my teammates had let me know about it. And today we've given the ball away cheaply. We've not got all the ball up front, and when we have given the ball away cheaply, nobody says out. Nobody digs people out, and you don't mean to say that you don't like each other, but you know, you've got to dig your own teammates out to help them. And I don't see that. I didn't see that today. Saw it against Everton, but I didn't see it today.
Do you think there's any positives that can be gleaned from this performance, or anything that could happen in the next 48 hours, either with transfers in or maybe Mike Phelan's appointment?
Yeah, I just spoke to Mike there, and obviously he'll be coming in probably on Monday or whenever. And Steve does need help. He does need help, and a couple of new fresh faces in the change rooms. I think it's what we need. It needs that. The players need a lift. Steve needs a lift, and hopefully, if Mike Phelan is appointed on Monday or Tuesday, whenever it is, it'll give the players a lift, a different voice in the change rooms as well. Steve Agnew's moved on now, and obviously Steve's recognised a new assistant, and let's hope that gives the players a lift.
I don't think we can add any more to that during the course of this interview, really. I think we all kind of know what needs to be done and what needs to be said. Would that be right?
Just need to get results quickly. The next two or 3 months are going to be difficult. And the one thing about being a footballer is there's no hiding places. You can't kid people. And that's the one thing today is that so many players have underperformed, and that's plain to see out there today.
Dean, thank you for your frank opinions. Thanks. And again, thank you, Keith. You didn't put any money on 2-1, did you? Okay, that's good. Keith Gillespie and Dean Windass. Well done, fellas. Thank you so much for being here today.